I'm trying to decide if next season will be themed around the Corrupted Seven or the heists that are being planned, but an excellent point was raised. Why not both? I understand the point of view that two plotlines at once couldn't be done in a single season, but I also don't understand that since it's been done plenty of times in Fortnite. Just look at Season 8, which had plenty of plotlines happening at once that all seemed to tie into each other. The prisoner, pirates, and Ice King were all looking for treasure. Alongside that, there was a bit of an elemental war. Then there was the unnamed organization looking for the vault, which tied into the treasure hunting. Not only is Season 8 a good example of multiple plotlines, I think the story itself will be very similar to next season's. Vaults, treasure, that reminds me of what's being set up for next season. Wildcard is setting up a huge heist. Aura and Diamond Diva seem to be helping him with it. The Peace Syndicate also seem to be helping with it, but based on Wildcard's dialogue with Evie, they won't be getting a cut of money, which will likely lead to infighting. That won't be the only fighting though, as Wildcard actually has some rivals who he once betrayed. Renegade Shadow seems to have a past working with Wildcard, and he was betrayed by him. He also warned Aura and Diamond Diva about him.
Skater, the heist was called off last week.
Wait, he called off the heist last week? Wildcard scammed Diamond Diva and Aura? Well, I guess Renegade Shadow was right. With betraying them, Wildcard got a new job with their mark. But who would that be? I actually think this wanted poster can answer that for us. There's a specific thing shown in the graffiti many times. That would be X's, which is the logo of the Peace Syndicate. So maybe the Peace Syndicate did end up getting their share, just at the expense of losing two members of Wildcard's team. This operation might be a bit more personal to the Peace Syndicate. Based on Evie's interactions with her commander, who goes by X, the Peace Syndicate has been planning something. But recently, there's been an issue that has caused them to speed up their plans. And really, I have no idea what this plan could be. Since they arrived on the island, the Peace Syndicate has been suspicious for no particular reason. There's always just been this mystery to them, and there's nothing that's been consistent enough on the island to make their plan make sense. Unless it was related to the 0 point. In the first 2 seasons Evie was here, the 0 point was free and basically up for grabs as long as you have the right army and equipment. And maybe they were trying to get to something they could only access through the 0 point, something that Wildcard specializes in, the vault. The vault would have all the weapons the Peace Syndicate would need to do whatever they want to do, I guess. I still don't totally understand them, but I'm guessing they want to completely control the island. With that cleared up, what would that have to do with the nothing? The 0 point is currently protected, which would probably be why the Peace Syndicate needs Wildcard to help them get to it and the vault. But that would also leave an opening for the nothing to strike and get their hands on the 0 point. This is where the Corrupted Seven relates to this. It'd be something that takes full swing more towards the middle of the season. The Oathbound will be protecting the 0 point, the Peace Syndicate will be trying to access the vault, and the Nothing and the Corrupted Seven members will be trying to destroy it. I also find it possible that the Reality Warriors will have a part in this. Anyways, considering she's somehow one of my favorite characters, I can't talk about the vault without talking about Singularity. If everything else is true, I will be very disappointed if Singularity isn't relevant to this at all. Argue all you want about Donald Muster's teaser and how it was meant to be about the paradigm, but that doesn't change the fact Singularity could still be important. Alright, now it's time to talk about the YouTube algorithm's favorite character to milk, Midas. With all this crime and heist stuff, I'll be surprised if Midas isn't related to any of it. Not only did he seem to lend the Peace Syndicate his restaurant, but he could also be related to this through Renegade Shadow. So which side is he really on? A question that has been asked about Midas way too many times. You guys can form your own opinion on this in the comments, because to me, Midas has always been the type to help himself. I'd like to instead ask about Jules, because she's not only helping Rift Warden Stellan, but she's also helping the Peace Syndicate. This makes me think that an alliance between the Peace Syndicate and the Last Reality is quite likely. Both seem like they'll do whatever they need to get to their goals. And since they're both after the vault for different, non-conflicting reasons, it makes sense for them to team up for a short amount of time. But if that's not the case, they would probably be enemies, considering they have some very different motives overall. At least that rules out Midas from fully helping either of them, since it seems like Jules wants nothing to do with him, so I'd put my bars on him working with Renegade Shadow. With next season being hyped up to be quite eventful, I think I'll head out for now. Okay, great. So I was in the middle of editing this video when it came out that the update that releases the same day that I am releasing this video on is about the heist. So that implies that next season will not be about the heist. But that still means that it's just a shorter version of what I'm saying in this video that will lead up to next season being about the nothing getting to the 0 point and the vault opening, probably. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave what you think in the comments. Have a pie, and goodbye.